From Trash to Table, the definitive guide to regrowing 25 kitchen scraps. Most people discard potato peels, onion ends, and herb stems without a second thought. Yet these scraps often hold the potential to regrow into fresh, free produce. With over 2 decades of experience in turning kitchen waste into thriving plants, this guide explores 25 scraps you should never throw away, including one overlooked gem at number 19 and a pro tip to maximize your success. The regrowth method, how it works. Each scrap on this list can be coaxed back to life using simple techniques: water propagation, soil planting, or a combination of both. Success depends on 3 key factors. Freshness. Use scraps as soon as possible after cutting. Environment. Provide light, warmth, and consistent moisture. Patience. Some plants regrow in days. Others take months. Seedling. The 25 scraps to regrow. The 25 scraps to regrow. 1. Green onions, scallions. Method. Save the white root ends, 1 to 2 inches, and place them in a glass of water on a sunny windowsill. Change the water every 2 days. Timeline. New green shoots appear in 2 to 3 days, harvestable in 1 week. Pro tip. Transplant into well-draining soil for thicker, longer-lasting stalks. Conditions. USDA zones 3 to 9. Tolerates partial shade indoors or outdoors. Romaine lettuce method. Place the stump, cut side up, in a shallow dish with 1/2 inch of water. Position in bright, indirect light. Timeline. New leaves sprout in 3 to 5 days. Pro tip. Transplant to soil once new growth reaches 2 to 3 inches for a fuller harvest. Conditions. USDA zones 4 to 9. Prefers cooler weather, spring/fall. Celery. Method. Cut the base 2 inches from the bottom and place it cut side up in warm water. Refresh the water every 2 days. Timeline. Tiny leaves emerge in 1 week. Roots form in 2 weeks. Pro tip. Transplant into nutrient-rich, moisture-retentive soil. Conditions. USDA zones 2 to 10. Prefers temperatures of 60 to 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Full-size stalks take 3 to 4 months. Potatoes. Method. Cut sprouted potatoes into chunks, ensuring each has 1 to 2 eyes. Let the cuts dry for 1 to 2 days, then plant 4 inches deep in loose, well-draining soil. Timeline. Harvest in 70 to 120 days. Pro tip. Use hilling, mounding soil around stems, to encourage more tubers. Conditions. USDA zones 3 to 10. Prefers full sun and slightly acidic soil. Note: organic potatoes are ideal. Conventional may contain sprout inhibitors. Sweet potatoes method. Suspend a sweet potato over a jar of water using toothpicks, submerging the bottom half. Once slips, shoots, reach 6 inches, twist them off and root them in water. Timeline. Slips root in 2 to 3 weeks. Harvest in 90 to 170 days. Pro tip. Use black plastic mulch in cooler zones to retain heat. Conditions. USDA zones 8 to 11. Needs full sun and loose, sandy soil. Garlic method. Plant individual cloves 2 inches deep, pointed end up, in rich, well-draining soil, spacing them 6 inches apart. Timeline. Plant in fall, 4 to 6 weeks before frost. Harvest bulbs in early to mid-summer. Pro tip. Hardneck varieties produce edible scapes. Softneck varieties store longer. Conditions. USDA zones 3 to 8, full sun. 7. Ginger method. Cut a rhizome into pieces, each with 1 to 2 growth buds, eyes. Let the cuts dry overnight, then plant 1 inch deep in rich, well-draining soil. Timeline. Harvest small pieces after 4 months, full harvest in 8 to 10 months. Pro tip. Maintain temperatures above 60 degrees Fahrenheit and provide bright, indirect light. Conditions. USDA zones 9 to 12. Thrives as a container plant indoors. 8. Tomatoes method. Slice a ripe tomato into 1/4 inch rounds and lay them on moist potting mix. Cover lightly with soil. Timeline. Seedlings emerge in 7 to 14 days. Transplant when 2 to 3 inches tall. Pro tip. Move outdoors after the last frost. Nighttime temps above 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Conditions. USDA zones 3 to 11. Needs 6 to 8 hours of full sun daily. 9. Peppers, all varieties. Method. Scrape seeds from a pepper, dry them for 1 to 2 days, then plant 1/4 inch deep in seed starting mix. Timeline. Germination in 1 to 3 weeks. Mature in 60 to 90 days. Pro tip. Use a heat mat, 75 to 85 degrees Fahrenheit, to speed up germination. Conditions. USDA zones 4 to 11. Full sun and well-draining soil. 10. Avocado method. Clean the pit, suspend it over water using toothpicks, submerge the flat bottom, and place in indirect light. Timeline. Roots and stem appear in 2 to 6 weeks. Transplant when the stem reaches 6 inches. Pro tip. Pinch the stem at 12 inches to encourage branching. Conditions. USDA zones 9 to 11. Grows as an indoor tree in cooler zones. 11. Pineapple method. Twist off the leafy crown, peel away lower leaves, and dry for 1 day. Root in water or plant directly in sandy, well-draining soil. Timeline. Roots form in 2 to 3 weeks, fruit in 2 to 3 years. Pro tip. Use a pot at least 12 inches wide for container growth. Conditions. USDA zones 11 to 12. Needs bright direct sunlight and sparse watering. 12. Strawberries method. Slice thin strips of the outer skin, where seeds are, and lay them on moist seed starting mix. Timeline. Seedlings emerge in 2 to 3 weeks. Transplant when true leaves appear. Pro tip. Ever-bearing varieties, e.g. Seascape, Albion, produce fruit from late spring to fall. Conditions. USDA zones 3 to 10. Full sun and consistent moisture. 13. Basil method. Trim 4-inch stems, strip lower leaves, and place in water on a sunny windowsill. Change water every 2 days. Timeline. Roots form in 7 to 10 days. Transplant when roots reach 2 inches. Pro tip. Pinch off flower buds to prolong leaf production. Conditions. USDA zones 2 to 11. Full sun and moist, rich soil. 14. Cilantro method. Place 2 to 3 inch stems in water. Roots develop in 1 to 2 weeks. Pro tip. Transplant to partial shade. Cilantro bolts in heat. Succession plant every 2 to 3 weeks for continuous harvest. Conditions. USDA zones 3 to 11. Best in spring-fall or winter in warm zones. Bonus. Let it bolt to collect coriander seeds. 15. Mint method. Snip 4 to 6 inch stems, remove lower leaves, and place in water. Roots appear in 3 to 4 days. Pro tip. Always grow in containers. Mint spreads aggressively in gardens. Conditions. USDA zones 3 to 11. Full sun to partial shade. 16. Lemongrass method. Trim stalks to 6 inches, peel dry layers, and place in water. Submerge 1 inch of the base. Timeline. Roots form in 1 to 2 weeks. New growth appears from the center. Pro tip. Transplant into a large pot. Lemongrass clumps grow big. Conditions. USDA zones 9 to 11. Full sun and regular watering. 17. Carrot tops method. Cut 1 inch from the top. Place it cut side down in shallow water. Timeline. Feathery greens sprout in a few days. Pro tip. Greens are edible. Mild parsley flavor. Let the plant bolt to collect viable carrot seeds for next season. Conditions. USDA zones 3 to 10. Full sun and loose sandy soil. 18. Beet tops method. Cut 1 inch from the top and place in shallow water. Timeline. Deep red and green leaves emerge in a few days. Pro tip: greens are nutritious, high in vitamins A, C, and K. Transplant to soil for continuous leaf production. Conditions: USDA zones 2 to 10. Prefers cooler weather, spring, fall. 19. Fennel, the overlooked star. Method: cut stalks 1 inch above the base, keeping the root end intact. Place in water on a sunny windowsill. Timeline: new fronds sprout in a few days. Pro tip: fronds have a delicate anise flavor, perfect for garnishes, salads, or pasta. Transplant to soil for potential bulb regrowth. Conditions: USDA zones 4 to 9, full sun and well-draining soil. Bonus: attracts beneficial insects like swallowtail butterflies. 20. Bok choy method: cut leaves 2 inches from the base. Place the base cut side up in water. Timeline: new leaves grow in 3 to 5 days. Transplant to soil after 1 week. Pro tip: a cool season crop. Thrives in temperatures between 50 to 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Conditions: USDA zones 2 to 11. Partial shade tolerated. 21. Leeks method: save the bottom 2 to 3 inches, including the root base. Place root side down in water. Timeline: new green growth appears in a few days. Pro tip: cold hardy. Can overwinter in many zones with mulch. Conditions: USDA zones 3 to 9. Full sun and rich, well-draining soil. 22. Turmeric method: cut rhizomes into sections, each with 1 to 2 buds. Let dry for 1 day, then plant 2 inches deep in moist, well-draining soil. Timeline: harvest in 8 to 10 months. Dig small pieces earlier. Pro tip: maintain temperatures above 60 degrees Fahrenheit and provide bright, indirect light. Conditions: USDA zones 8 to 11. Grows well in containers indoors. 23. Butternut squash method: scoop out seeds, rinse, and dry for a few days. Plant 1 inch deep in warm soil after the last frost. Timeline: germination in 7 to 14 days. Maturity in 80 to 110 days. Pro tip: give vines 4 to 6 feet of space or train them on a trellis. Conditions: USDA zones 3 to 11. Full sun and rich soil. 24. Pumpkin method: clean and dry seeds, then plant 1 inch deep in warm, rich soil after frost danger passes. Timeline: germination in 7 to 10 days. Maturity in 90 to 120 days. Pro tip: use high phosphorus fertilizer once flowers appear to encourage fruit set. Conditions: USDA zones 3 to 9. Full sun and ample water. 25. Watermelon method: save seeds from a seeded watermelon, rinse, dry, and plant 1 inch deep in warm soil after the last frost. Timeline: germination in 7 to 14 days. Maturity in 80 to 100 days. Pro tip: reduce watering as fruits near ripeness to concentrate sugars. Conditions: USDA zones 3 to 11. Full sun and 6+ feet of space to sprawl. Harvest test: fruit is ripe when the tendril nearest the melon turns brown, the bottom spot turns creamy yellow, and it produces a deep, hollow thump when knocked. Lightbulb bonus tip: the secret to success with water propagation. When regrowing scraps in water, change the water daily, or at least every other day. Stagnant water breeds bacteria, which can rot scraps before roots form. For an extra boost, add 1 drop of liquid seaweed fertilizer to the water each time you change it. This provides micronutrients and natural growth hormones, accelerating root development. Final thoughts. Regrowing kitchen scraps is a simple, rewarding way to reduce waste and enjoy fresh, homegrown produce. Whether you start with green onions, the easiest, or tackle fennel, the most surprising, each scrap offers a chance to connect with your food in a new way. Happy growing!